Why did that teacher get fired from your school? He got a female student pregnant at the same time his wife was pregnant. His wife was, and still is, a gym teacher at the school. I replaced one teacher. She was young and pretty, and was photographed kissing one of the seniors in the parking lot. High school gym teacher. Apparently he showed up to a hotel room expecting to bang a 13 years old, but got busted by the cops instead. It's always the gym teacher. Not every gym teacher wants to be a pedophile, but every pedophile wants to be a gym teacher. Oh, the tone of this comment and the poetry behind it are matching your name so well. She embezzled thousands of dollars from various club funds. There were also rumors of her sleeping with students, but the administration never bothered to look into that. Money is much more important than student safety. Middle school pet teacher walked into the girls' wardrobe and asked if he could watch one of them change their tampon as a joke. Yikes. Arrested by the FBI for credit card fraud. It was a few months after the arrest when the reason why he disappeared came out in the open. After some of the others, I'm actually okay with yours. Dating a 16-year-old student. He was the band teacher. He also had a wife and kid. He went to jail and is now a registered sex offender. The state of Florida has asked us to disclose our sexual crimes to you. We were bad, but now we are good. We are moving into your neighborhood. She was always drunk and drinking during class. She would leave us to cry in the bathroom. Wow, that's sad. They pretty much invented my high school French class grades to cover her drinking. Then I transferred schools and they were surprised at how little French I knew. I had such good grades. Was your school in a rural area with a very creepy mascot in wooden shoes? Colors purple and gold? I am wanna give away where I live. But our French teacher was a drunk too. I think she went to rehab. I hope she does well. She was really nice. It was rural and too small for a mascot. 250 kids from 2 towns grade 8 to 12. She went to rehab twice while I was at school and it didn't stick. Explained elasticity by pulling the bra strap of a girl. Another one for having relationship with a girl from 8th grade. 14-yo. Hey sissy, come here so I can explain the female reproduction to the class. Sir. But you haven't explained the male one yet. Size and unzips pant. You made me physically cringe. Our new band teacher was a young guy, fresh out of college. His first year teaching, and he embezzled about $1,000 from the band's funds. He got arrested, and his possible future career ruined for $1,000. Edit. Probably my favorite part of the story was that he went by the name Mr. E. So once he was gone, the ruthless band kids referred to him as Mr. Embezzlement. I had a teacher with a gambling addiction claim thousands of dollars collected under his care was lost. School never reported it in and protected him because he was close to retirement. Oh boy, where to start. Elementary school nurse was fired for taking the kids' medications. HS band teacher slept with a 15 years old. Swim coach left a hotel that he was at with his mistress drunk and killed someone with his car. My high school had like 400 students. F bro, did you go to a high school from a CW show? Edit. First award, thank you. Thank you. Previously on Arrow or Riverdale. One of the elementary school teachers at the district I went to got arrested for making his class worship him like he was a cult leader. He was totally bonkers. I had a football coach like that. He made us call him God. I signed out of the team pretty quickly. Oh my football coach, that's insane. Oh my dad. A co-worker teacher got fired 2 weeks in the new semester when instead of uploading a video related to his subject, he instead accidentally continued a previously paused hardcore lesbian scene on the big interactive screen. The computer he was using was slow and shitty too, so he couldn't quickly exit the video. It went on for a good 30 seconds before someone pulled the plug on the screen. Around the same time he lobbed the laptop about 30 feet across the class. Yikes. This one's so horrible, but also so plausibly completely accidental. I definitely believe it was accidental to show it. But why on earth was he watching porn while at his job? Teaching children? That's the part where this should have been completely avoided. Instead, it would have been much less a problem if it was, say, a video on why the Star Wars prequels are the worst or something else SFW. Students laughed she ate toothpaste. Turns out she was an alcoholic trying to cover her breath. 9 out of 10 alcoholics recommend CREST TM. The 10th one passed out and couldn't recommend it. Oddly enough, the 10th alcoholic was a dentist. The 10th dentist. He didn't come to parent-teacher interview night. The next day, he was late for class and crashed his pickup into a brick sign outside the school. Cops showed up obviously and allegedly he blew twice the legal limit. He called the principal a cunt as he was taken away. Just while he was at it. Might as well vent some grudges. If he didn't say it, he would have faced the same consequences. So why not? Sending nudes to a student. What the fuck? She wasn't young either. He got arrested driving through Nevada over the summer with 5 pounds of weed in his car that he'd bought in California. He had no intention on telling the district and we only found out because a news reporter from the town he was arrested in contacted our superintendent for a quote on the matter. He was let go immediately. Edit. Here is a link to the article. https://www.syracuse.com/news/03/liverpool_high_school_teacher. HTML. And I've corrected the weight of the weed that he was transporting. Apparently this story has been retold so many times that the amount of weed increased substantially with every retelling. This one is sad. This reminds me of Half-Baked, where that good kindergarten teacher gets arrested because he killed a horse feeding it too much sugar and it had diabetes. My math teacher was a volunteer first responder in New York. She left school to help out during 9/11 and was fired for not showing back up for 2 weeks. F***ing hell. The students and parents fought for her, but I think she decided not to come back because of the outright fucked upness. She made a good choice. Sounds like it would have been a toxic work environment anyways. 2 teachers. They got caught F***ing in a classroom. 2 teachers at my middle school, man and woman, would often walk into the bathroom together. They straight up F***ed during passing periods. Talk about risky public sex. Anyone cold walked in on them at any moment lol. To be fair, it was a staff bathroom. They could lock the door and other teachers would just have to wait. Wasn't a teacher, but our vice principal. Essentially our principal bumped her twin niece's class ranks up to valedictorian and salutatorian. The vice principal, one of the nicest guys I've ever met, and a truly amazing guy, did what was right and confronted the school board and told them that this was unfair to those who actually earned those ranks. Those twins were some of the most average people I've ever encountered in my life and they didn't work nearly as hard as the other candidates for the spot. It doesn't help that everyone on the school board including the superintendent was related to the principal. Thus, our heroic vice principal was fired and it was a shock to the whole school. They tried covering it up by saying he didn't have the proper documentation/education to be in his position. Though if that was the case, I'm not sure why they would hire him and let him stay for the first 2 years of my high school career. Everyone knew it was a sham and the local news actually got involved when I called them during lunch. That next football game, NBC showed up and there was a protest outside of the local library. I printed out almost 100 flyers that read, "What are you gonna do? Fire me? Save Lightfoot." The entire school was pissed, and the twins' ranks were promptly demoted back to 21st and 22nd in our class, though not until the next school year started. It's insane how corrupt school systems are nowadays. She had fallen off the wagon and was drinking a lot to the point where it was affecting her memory. We kept doing the same lecture on density in 6th grade science for a month until one of my classmates decided to ask another teacher about it. From there she went to rehab. If anyone wants more context, she was our homeroom and science teacher. She was very nice and married to our assistant principal, so she had a little bit more leeway while she was able to remain sober for a while. She eventually passed away due to the effects of her addiction a few years after this. She never seemed like a bad teacher. but she was always stressed to the absolute maximum. Always felt like she was working from behind and generally struggling to keep up. You know, the traditional tail end of the functioning addict lifestyle. Affecting rather than affecting. That may have been one of the lessons I missed. Your knowledge on density must be phenomenal. Geekier/V teacher that everyone loved. Knew he was a geek and owned it. Caught in a predator sting trying to solicit underage girls. The kicker was a spring school levy was coming up. Local police conspired with the school district to hide the charges for 3 weeks until the levy was passed. Someone substituted his class for 3 weeks. Yay, everyone was both devastated and pissed. The district ended the school year early. Does levy have a meaning besides drafting your serfs into a standing army? Yay. It means to impose a tax or fine. In this instance it would be a new tax proposal was coming up that would benefit the school. One was fired for beating his wife and kids. Another one, assistant principal, was fired for sex with a male student on campus in her office. Another, the principal, resigned because he knew about that carrot and let it happen. One of my high school teachers was caught on to catch a predator. I bet it was Walter Babst, the high school teacher from Riverside, CA. Bingo. You guessed it. I haven't watched the video in years. Damn dude. Care to do a little Emma? Is it true he really taught for like a day after being caught? Where did you first hear the news? What did you think? Was he the one you would expect to be caught on TCAP? I'm not sure about him teaching for a day after. But I actually had him as teacher I think my sophomore or junior year. He was creepy forger and a prick. I didn't think he was TCAP capable, but also I was never thinking my HS teachers when I was in HS that way. I heard the news a few years after I graduated from some old HS buddy. Watched the video then and kind of never thought about it again till today. The principal of my elementary school got fired the first year he was hired, or took leave, before he was arrested. I'm not actually sure which came first. So a couple kids in my 4th grade class thought they'd prank the science teacher by pouring iodine and bleach into his coffee when he wasn't looking. The teacher tasted it as soon as the drink hit his tongue and immediately spit it out. He grilled the class and the kids admitted to it and got sent to the principal's office. The principal found out which of them physically poured the chemicals into the coffee, then took him into the bathroom to discipline him, hit him. Apparently he grabbed the bottom of his jaw while screaming in his face. You could hear him echoing through the hallway. Then he squeezed hard enough that the boy started crying. So he slapped him across the face and told him to stop crying. The kid's dad was a lawyer BTW. Suddenly cops were in the building and our new principal was out the door. Edit. Along with the kids who poisoned the coffee. Edit 2/fun fact. One of those kids ended up becoming the local LSD dealer in high school. He showed up to a house party at my friend's house and spiked his 55-gallon fish tank with acid. Nice expensive fish too. Oscars. Lionfish. Etc. All of the fish died. Edit 3/correction. There was more than one fish tank. I think the lionfish was separated from the Oscars. Sorry fish people. My memory is foggy. Either way, all those fish were belly up the next morning and the big tank became a bottle cap receptacle after that. https://imga.com/a/uarxoi40. He pushed some dumbass kid who hit him against a wall. So he defended himself? Or, yeah he was. That's stupid. It goes against what one would think is common sense. But back when I was subbing, we were told through training videos not engage physically with a student. No rushing in to break up a fight or anything like that. Yell for students to break it up or maybe get between them as a last result. Say you do something to a student while defending yourself. The parents are 1,000,000% going to play it up and try to make their kid the victim. He straight up didn't show up to work one Monday. Didn't call in to arrange a sub or anything. He ghosted the school for a whole week and then tried to come in the following Monday like nothing happened. We also had a 5th grade teacher overdose on meth, but I honestly don't know if she got fired or resigned. It didn't happen at school. My grade 2 teacher also got fired for not showing up. She did at least make plans for us most of the time, but we went weeks without seeing her.